How are we doing, guys? Moose here, back for episode 3 of our West Ham United career mode, and today we are going to have an inside look at player training brought to you by West Ham TV. Pretty excited to bring this to you. Obviously, we have training, and that's a big thing I want to talk to you about. That's one of the big things brought into this year's iteration of career mode is the player development section, the training. You can see the various trainings we have set up for this demonstration with Payet, Lanzini getting 2 drills, and Reece Oxford a pair of drills. And the thing I really want to bring up when I discuss training is, what do you guys want to see in terms of training? Obviously, I love the training ideas. I love doing the drills. It's fun. I actually like playing the mini games, like before you get into it a game. I think the training's fun. It's a good way to not make it too easy. But the question I have here is, in training, obviously, if you train a single individual player, a Reece Oxford, a young player with a lot of potential, a player that you want to turn to a star, if you train him 5 drills by himself the entire time, every week, he'll go up 8 overall points in a season. Could be even more than that, but he'll go up just an absurd amount. For a player like Reece Oxford, I'm 68. I figured that was a decent overall for 16, 17 years old. I don't want him to be 80 overall by 17 years old, season number 2. It'd be awesome, but I don't necessarily want to do that. Now, what is your guys' thought on making training a fair thing? Because obviously, if you train a single player a ton of times, it's very, very OP. It's very easy to progress him very far. Do you guys think, should I limit a player to 1 training session a week and do all the training sessions for them? Should I take some young players and give them each 2 to 3 training sessions, just pick 2 or 3 guys that we want to turn into absolute studs for this club and give them all the training sessions? Or should I make it, balance it around the team, pick 5 guys and give them 1 training session every week? Maybe a Lanzini, a Reece Oxford, an Obiang, some younger players, just to grow their potential and make them absolute studs that we know they could turn into be. Should that be our focus, or should we say Reece Oxford, we want to make him a star, we're going to give him 2-3 training sessions every period, and we're going to take one other player and turn them into a star, give them 2-3 training sessions every single period? That's the question I want you guys to answer for me. I want to hear your opinions on it. What do you think of training? Do you think it's OP? Do you think it's, something that we should try and level out ourselves, or should we take advantage of the training, system and use it to our advantage and turn a couple players into absolute superstars for the club, players that have come through the Academy of Football, West Ham United, and turn them into studs? That's a question I want to see. Obviously, we take a look at some of our boys in training right now. Reece Oxford, fantastic job 2-on-2 defending, doing very, very well. We also then get him into El Rondo. We want to work on the short passing, the vision, get him really developing it into an absolute monster, because he can play as a CDM. I don't think he actually has the CDM ability, but look at this when you speed it up. Oh my word, the passing shown by Payet, Noble, and Reece Oxford is phenomenal. The movement, the passing, beautiful, beautiful play. Reece Oxford looking like one for the absolute future. He might even be one for right now. That's how good he is. But, like I said, do we want to see 1 player get all the training? Do we want to see 5 players get training every week? Or do we want to see 2 or 3 players become the focal point of our training? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your opinions on it and what we should do as we move forward. But overall, for our first training, real training session, not too bad. Some C's, a B, an F for Lanzini. Chance creation was very, very tough, but I did pick a lot of the tougher challenges, so if we went with some easier challenges, we might see a little bit more progression. But with that, we do come into our next match in the European International Cup. It will be against Sampdoria. It's our 3rd group stage game, our final group stage game. We've won our first 2, so we're pretty much already through to the semifinals of the tournament. But we've come into the matchup with pretty much our first strength team back in. Jenkinson, Ogbonna, Reed, Cresswell across the back line with Adrian in goal. Kiyate and Noble in midfield, the captain leading us out. Payet in the hole behind Andy Carroll this time with Diafra. Obviously, we know he was out for 4 weeks with an injury. He'll be back for the Arsenal matchup, but he will miss the remainder of this tournament. And then Lanzini and Victor Moses on the wing. So we're looking to cook up a bit more chemistry. We've moved Moses and Lanzini a bit further forward just to see if we can allow them to attack a bit more, because I honestly felt when we played the earlier 4-2-3-1, we're a very strong counter-attacking side. I think with Lanzini, Moses with good pace, we have Payet who's just so good on the ball, and Kiyate as well. We'd be very, very adept as a counter-attacking side. But I think we just, didn't have necessarily the personnel or the formation to be pulling it off because our wingers were sitting too deep. So then we tried to counterattack. We really only had 1 or 2 men forward to attack the opposing back line. So I think we've moved them a little bit forward. We can create some chances. Lanzini flips the ball on Kiyate with a very, very good chance, but a great save by the Sampdoria keeper. If we've been knocking on the doorstep for 3 separate opportunities now, and Payet with a free kick in the 45th minute from 30 yards out, whips it, forces the goalkeeper to tip over his crossbar. Some really good chances. And then Reece Oxford showing that capability. The youngsters come in as a halftime sub. Wins the ball away, and Kiyate with a screamer in the 71st minute. What a wonder strike from Cheku Kiyate. Mark Noble laid it off to his midfield partner, and the Senegalese tank had no doubt about it with that one. But you have to say the goal was made by Reece Oxford. He injured a player on the play. You never want to see that, but what a crunching tackle from the English center half. Wins the ball away. Noble picks it up. Excuse me, I'm a bit of a cold, so I'm fighting a cold here. Excuse the stuffy nose, any sniffles, but Noble lays it off, and Kiyate, no doubt about it, into the top corner. But 77th minute, a free kick. We try a bit of creativity here as it's laid off to Jenkinson. He hits a ball from about 34, 33 yards, and it just goes into the roof of the netting. Adrian with his first real test in the 80th minute does well to make a save on Christodopoulos. Really, really good job. But Sampdoria never say die. They fight back, and that's a lovely strike from distance that gets past Adrian. Very, very nice finish. They laid the ball off. It's similar to Kiyate's, but instead of top right-hand corner, it's bottom right-hand corner. No chance for our goalkeeper, and it's a very, very good finish. And another chance now as Adrian gives the ball away to Correa. Winston Reed forced to try and get back. It's laid inside to Cassano, and he puts it away. Top left-hand corner. The game doesn't mean anything, but it is still disheartening for us to lose that way, if that would be the case. But one last chance here. Aaron Cresswell turns around Kasai in. Mikel Antonio can't find the back of the net. Carroll's shot had been blocked. Zarate onto the loose ball, but it's hoofed away by Sampdoria, and that would be all she wrote. A 2-1 loss, and it's extremely disappointing. Not so much the loss, but the manner in which we did lose it. A big, big heartbreaker for us, you have to say. Man of the match, really, I mean, it's tough to pick anyone. Noble was very solid. Payet, again, I'd have to give it probably to him because he just floats around the pitch. He was so good. Oxford with a crunching tackle, played very well. Kiyate also had a solid game. So I think Payet, Noble, Kiyate would be your 3. Moose's Mighty Hammer, man of the match winners. In that order of most points. Payet with the most, of course. But we do get a bit of money, almost £1 million for getting out of the group stages, which is fantastic. We then get a note from Dan Randolph saying he's not happy that he didn't start in that matchup. But Darren, come on, fella. We're rotating the team here. You got to understand. And because of that, we come into this matchup against Stuttgart saying we're going to rotate the team. Players are tired. This game's just a couple of days after the fact. And so we're rotating. We're not entirely worried about winning this tournament. We just want to develop some cohesion with the squad and figure out what works best for us. So with that, Randolph's coming back into the team. We're back at the Signal Iduna Park, Dortmund's home. It's a beautiful park, we have to say. But O'Brien's come back in. Tompkins in central defense alongside Collins. Hendry at left back again, who did very well in his first appearance for the club. Song, Obiang, and holding midfield. Antonio gets a chance to showcase his pace on the wings. He's got 90-plus pace, so he's phenomenal. And Moses on the left wing looking to offer some creativity with Lanzini in that attacking midfield role. So we're definitely mixing the team up. Yelovich also gets an opportunity here to try and do well for us. And this is some of the, I'll tell you what, it's not really important that Langrak, the former Dortmund keeper, and Rupp from Paderborn have moved to Stuttgart, but that's just the kind of stuff that I can't wait to show you in Karuma as we get further in. We can talk. It just gives us so many talking points, things we want to get on. Oh, these players have transferred. These players are doing well. It's phenomenal. It's something I'm really happy FIFA has implemented this year, and we want to take advantage of. But Timo Werner takes advantage of us in the 5th minute, does score a lovely goal, and just like that, we're right behind the 8 ball. But we do get a breath of hope in the 22nd minute. Adam Hlusek, I think his name was, comes through the back of Alex Song, who had skipped around him down the right wing, forces Hlusek to take him out by the back of the legs, forces a red card, and thankfully for us, we will have that one-man advantage to try and draw an equalizer out. But we're into the 62nd minute already. No real chances. Lanzini's shot is blocked, and Langerak scoops up any rebound opportunities. Another chance in the 84th minute. Cullen plays into Martin Samuelson's come on as a substitute. Finds Alex Song, who skips through defense, but the ball is deflected away from his feet before he can get the shot. Corner now in the 87th minute. Antonio whips in for Song. It's off the line. What a clearance. It was off the line or off the crossbar. Either way, it's not in the back of it. Antonio with another chance. Skips inside the defense. Goes to shoot. And Stuttgart clear the ball away. Zarate's come on down in the 90th minute for a free kick opportunity. He puts it just over the top of the bar. Will we be able to find that breakthrough? Tick, 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 tick. The clock's winding down. Stuttgart, though, with the giveaway. Reese Oxford finds the ball. Skips inside defender. The Ox. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Reese, my boy. Oxlade-Chamberlain is not the Ox. Reese Oxford is the Ox. He deserves the nickname. He's a monster. He's a tank. He could be our new talisman. He created the first goal of this episode with a crunching tackle, and now he creates and finishes a goal in the Stuttgart match that sends us most likely into penalties. There won't be extra time in this tournament, but it does send us to penalties. What an equalizer for the youngster. What a huge, huge confidence booster that has to be for him. And we have a decent penalty lineup, and with that, could we force our way into the championship of the European International Cup? Jelic does his best with a great first strike. He leaves Langerak straight, and it's in the back of the net. Maxime, though, coming up against Darren Randolph. Good chance for Stuttgart to level. He sends Randolph the other way, and it's 1-1 just like that. Mauro Zarate, the Zarate kid. 2-1 advantage. Yes, it's a beautiful penalty right into the top left-hand corner of the goal. Klein, though, looking to equalize. Randolph yet to make a save. Klein. Oh, wow. Roof of the net. Very confident penalty from the Stuttgart man. Antonio, though, the other way. Not the best of penalties. He takes something off it, but he freezes Langerak yet again, and we're at 100% rate, though. Didavi now countering for Stuttgart. He strikes it, and Randolph should have done better. He went the right way, but he goes over top of the ball, and it's still 3-3. Elliot Lee, though, the youngster, giving us that 4-3 advantage with a very cool, composed strike, and now Rupp trying to keep things 100% for both teams. He stutter steps, he strikes it, and it's over the bar. Randolph watches it over, and Alex Song with the chance, one of our most experienced players, if not our most experienced, comes forward with a chance to win the penalty shootout for us. 100 for 100%. Song strikes it. Oh, it's off the crossbar. No, he's missed it, but Kilman has to score to keep Stuttgart in the proceedings here. Can Darren Randolph come up with a big save against Clement? Big opportunity here. Stuttgart man shows composure down the middle. Randolph falls away. Reese Oxford, now the youngster, he scored the goal to send it to penalties, but Langerak makes the save. He can't score the goal to clinch the penalty shootout for West Ham. And with that, now Stuttgart with a chance to win. Randolph needs to stand tall, taking on Serie D. Comes forward. He's the man who created the assist on the Timo Werner goal. And he has one thing for Stuttgart. Randolph doesn't stand his ground. It goes right down the middle. And West Ham United are out of the European International Cup in the semifinals. Very, very disappointing way to go out on penalties. But it's just that, a preseason tournament. It's not one that we're going to completely lose our minds over not progressing through, or that we would have lost our socks by winning. But man, the match, no question about it. Despite missing the penalty in the penalty shootout, Reese Oxford, man of the match performance. Unbelievable. We're just going to talk about him. So many superlatives cannot be enough to describe how well he played. Very, very well. Stuttgart, you can see, goes on to face Real Betis in the final. Both teams did advance on penalties into the final of the European International Cup. But we do get £2 million as a reward for our performance in that tournament, which is phenomenal. Because, I don't know if you've noticed, when you buy U-Scouts now, remember 5-star scouts used to be 7 million, 8 million, 9 million pounds to buy. They're not now. And because of that, I want to really make use of our youth scouting network. You can see we have got our first scout report back from our original 5-star scout, and we did remove one player. We're then going to keep looking at Nelson, Dak, and Hurst for another month before we decide if we want to bring anyone in. But we decide to go for a second scout. Christian Cracknell, the English scout, 5-star experience, 4-star judgment, £2 million. That's it. That's all he costs. We can pay for him just with the funds we received from doing very well in this tournament. And with that, we're going to send him out into Spain to see if we can bring up some cracking talents, maybe steal away a couple of guys from Barcelona and turn West Ham United into the academy that we really should be at this moment in time. But we're going to see some training to finish out this episode. That's going to be everything that I have for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. I want to hear your feedback. Send me also some press conference questions as we head into the season opener against Arsenal. I will answer those as much as I can. So leave a like, subscribe. We'll see you next episode, guys. Bye-bye.
Like we always do with this time. I got to shine.